A dispute about a living situation and people with weapons on both sides of the door. That's what police say eventually turns into a deadly shooting inside of a Prudence Avenue home. 35-year-old Jennie Jensen has been identified as the victim. She lived on the second floor and was the landlord. Police say the other person involved is 36-year-old Rufus Watson.
"35-year-old Jennie Jensen was a sweet individual described by friends and family as an understanding person who was there whenever you needed her. She had an amazing and outgoing personality and loved being a mother to her beautiful daughter." Around 2 p.m. on January 30th, Providence, Rhode Island police responded to an apartment building on Prudence Avenue for reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, they would find an unresponsive woman lying in the hallway of the building.
This scene is still active as it has been throughout the night. A portion of Prudence Avenue here in Providence remains blocked off with crime scene tape behind me as detectives continue working to piece together what led to a woman being shot and killed here today.
We have several officers on scene within minutes.
Police cruisers and emergency response vehicles filling Prudence Avenue in Providence Monday afternoon, where police tell us a woman was shot and killed.
So what happened earlier today, about 2 o'clock or so, we got a call for a shooting. We responded, found a female victim.
Acting Police Chief Oscar Perez telling 12 News a woman was found at this home in critical condition.
Now the detectives are here, we're investigating it. We're going to conduct a thorough investigation.
Detectives remaining on scene throughout the afternoon and into the night. We watched as investigators went in and out of the building using flashlights to search each floor. Police focusing on what appears to be the third floor of the home, taking photos inside.
The victim was identified as 35-year-old Jennie Jensen, who was taken to a local hospital where she sadly succumbed to her wounds. An investigation into the murder revealed that on the day of the shooting, Jennie, along with 2 acquaintances, went up to the third-floor apartment in an attempt to evict 36-year-old Rufus Watson. Jennie was renting the apartment to Watson's cousin, who no longer lived there, but moved him into the apartment while living there. At some point, the 2 acquaintances kicked down the door of the apartment. Watson was waiting inside with an AR-15-style rifle, as he allegedly believed Jennie and the 2 acquaintances were also carrying weapons. He then fired the gun with the bullet striking Jennie in what he alleges was an act of self-defense. Police said the AR-15 style rifle was the only firearm found on the scene. Watson opened fire with an AR-15 rifle being fed by a magazine holding more than 10 bullets, the type of magazine that Rhode Island outlawed last year. No one else was injured in the shooting, and the 2 who accompanied Jennie fled the scene. Watson was the only person to fire a weapon. A look into Watson's criminal history revealed that he was from South Carolina and had an extensive criminal record. Jennie's death marks the first homicide in Providence this year. Neighbors who were at the scene said Jennie was a great landlord who didn't deserve this. They recounted the chain of events that took place that day.
You just heard 3-4 gunshots go off, and then after that it was just kind of crazy.
Police cars and caution tape blocked off Prudence Avenue Monday afternoon. Providence police say 36-year-old Rufus Watson was staying in his cousin's apartment on the 3rd floor. Landlord 35-year-old Jennie Jensen wanted him out and went up to the 3rd floor with 2 other people.
It eventually led to them kicking in the door.
Police say Watson opened fire using an AR-15 rifle with a magazine holding more than 10 bullets. This type of magazine Rhode Island outlawed last year. The suspect claims he shot in self-defense because someone Jensen was with was also armed. Brooke Santilli lives down the street and says the entire neighborhood came outside to see what was happening.
The world's getting crazy, so everybody's just got to take care of themselves.
Police say Watson's from South Carolina and has a criminal record. NBC 10 talked to a tenant who was afraid to show her face on camera.
He was actually just a squatter, drug addict.
The tenant says Jensen was a great landlord and didn't deserve this.
She was really an understanding person. She was really the sweetest person. She'll give you as many chances as you want. She doesn't bother anybody, so it's just whatever happened was real unnecessary.
From what we're getting, Mr. Watson is staying in the 3rd floor apartment, which was rented by his cousin.
That cousin apparently was no longer there, and Providence police say there were some talks between Watson and Jensen.
She had went up the stairs to the 3rd floor apartment with her brother and another person, and knocked on the door in order to evict him. It eventually led to them kicking in the door.
Police say Watson was waiting on the other side with an AR-15 in his hands, and the people entering had weapons too.
As Mr. Watson would describe it, as a self-defense. What's done is done, and we can't change that. But we have to investigate it and get to the absolute truth and the facts of what happened.
26-year-old Rufus Watson was arrested and charged with possession of a firearm after being convicted of a crime of violence, 2 counts of possession of a large-capacity magazine, possession of a ghost gun, and possession of a barrel less than 16 inches. He is being held on a $100,000 bail with surety. The case is likely to be brought before a grand jury where more charges could be applied. As of right now, no murder charges have been filed, and the investigation remains ongoing.